Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back. Yes, welcome back to the really big Rat Pack Show. We're talking about all things home improvement, and man, we've got some phenomenal experts in the studio. Every segment just blazes by.
We need a longer show.
I'm telling you, man, we've got home and staging, home interior decoration experts. We've got home remodeling experts. We've got smell remediation for those unusual pets and cigar smokers out there and everything else that comes along with that one. And that's what we have up next, Mr. Vaughan Pederson. New sponsor to our show as well. You've been on before, so we're super glad to have you with us. A very awesome service from all sorts of interesting perspectives, dealing with smells. And not just dealing with smells. I mean, that's obviously a big part of what you do, but there's health aspects to what you do as well that is really fascinating. My wife has always suffered from a lot of allergies, and that's a hot button for us. So when we start talking about what you do, it's really fascinating to me. So bring everybody up to speed, Vaughan. Tell us a little bit about Clean Air Services.
Good morning. I'm Vaughan Pederson, and my company is Clean Air Services. I provide a service treatment. It's an EPA green-friendly service treatment to eliminate smoke, mold, and odor. If you think about it, the air that you're breathing in your home right now, 60 seconds ago, it was someplace horrible.
Great.
What happens,
Great.
Think about the glass of tea that you order in a restaurant. By the time you get the tea to your table, the condensation on the outside of that glass of tea is running down and all over the placemat in front of you. This happens in our ductwork in Houston because when the cold air from the air conditioner shocks the ductwork when your AC cycles and it's hot outside like it is today, we get condensation in our ductwork. We all do. There's condensation in the AC plenum. And things start growing in there because we're pulling in fresh air from outside. We're circulating other air. The things growing in our ductwork are never roses and tulips. It's always something bad. So the air that we're breathing has just passed through there. And what I do is I provide a service treatment that not only eliminates surface contamination inside the duct, the plenum, and the AC unit, but it eliminates airborne contamination. So all the things floating around in your house that are giving your kids problems with asthma or allergies or other problems, that's what I do. That's what I take care of, and one treatment will last at least a year. How expensive is that? Generally, most houses are $550, a lot less than a trip to an allergist and having to pay for all the tests and have little holes poked in your skin and everything else. So
now, Vaughan, there's a lot of confusion because there are a lot of people out there who do duct cleaning. What you do is not duct cleaning. So kind of explain the process.
Certainly. Duct cleaning usually involves brushing out the ductwork or vacuuming out ducts. And I don't recommend that because when you run a brush through there, two things happen. One thing is it stirs everything up and makes it worse. The second thing is the tape joints in those ducts can actually come apart. And when you break the tape joints in your ductwork, now you've got real problems. What I do is I use electrocatalytic technology, which is a fancy word for a fumigation process. So the sterilizing medium flows through the house, through the ductwork, through the return air, cleans the plenum, and sterilizes the air and the surfaces in your home, including the ductwork. So this is something that really provides a very high level of cleanliness in your home. In fact, doctors recommend me. On my website, you'll find recommendations from doctors and other people saying that this is the way to do it. This is the way to make it happen.
And you're saying one treatment will last 1 year?
At least a year. In many cases, I treat a house and I don't come back for several years.
Wow.
So it just kind of depends on. Now, I also do a lot of work in the area of, Tish and I were talking about a home that they've had a lot of dogs in. And when you have dogs and cats in a home, you get cat dander, which is one thing I can get rid of. But you also get the bacteria from dogs and cats eliminating in the house. And that bacteria goes throughout the house. And I've had people call me and say, we painted this house, we recarpeted this house, and we go in there, it still smells like cats. What do I do? Well, the reason it still smells like cats is the sporulation of that bacteria has gone everywhere. And it's in the walls, it's in the paint. Paint dries porous, so this bacteria goes everywhere, and my service treatment will eliminate that from every porous area in the house, so all the surfaces, all the air is actually sterilized. I do this treatment for people that are undergoing cancer treatments because they just don't have an immune system that will protect themselves. I do this for homes where families have children with asthma, allergies, other problems like that. So this is a real broadband type of sterilization that really takes care of these things. Shane and I were talking earlier about remodeling. When you remodel a kitchen or a bathroom, many times you'll find where there's been long-term leaks and mold. When you disturb that mold, it sporulates, it goes everywhere, and I always recommend people have the home sterilized to keep from having problems with mold. Here in Houston, we've all heard the stories, and we all know how dangerous mold can be.
Vaughan, you also you were talking about with Sean's stuff. One of the things that I run into with working with clients a lot of times is they'll buy a brand new home, and all of those inherent smells that come along with that, with the paint, if the builder didn't use the low VOC paint, then the carpeting, if they've got that, always has some kind of odor associated with it. It's just those construction smells that go along. Chemicals, exactly. And so I have clients that children, they do have asthmatic children or allergy issues. Does the process that you use take care of that type of issue as well?
Oh, absolutely. I get rid of outgassing from paints, varnishes, carpet glue, adhesives. After Katrina, I actually treated cars to get rid of gasoline was spilled in cars. In many cases, people carrying gasoline in containers that were not approved, gas spilling in cars. I've gotten diesel out of boats. I've gotten diesel out of high-rises where they were going to run diesel to run the generators after a hurricane. They dumped a 30-gallon barrel of diesel down an elevator shaft and didn't know how to get rid of the horrible smells from the fuel. So it's very powerful, yet it's EPA green-friendly. It's absolutely safe to use, and it's not expensive. Like I said before, $550 to larger homes over 4,000 square feet, or if they're outside of the city, can be a little more. And you can reach me at cleanair.com. It's CLEANEAIR.com. My number is 832-276-6000. And I'll go out and I'll look at a home for you at no charge to let you know if you have a problem and what is the seriousness of the problem.
And what's the average time frame it takes? Let's say, for example, and the reason why I'm asking because I'm actually interested for my home. But, what's the average time frame it would take for you to go and treat a home?
Most homes I can treat in 8 hours, and people and pets need to be out of the home during treatment. But most of them are 8 hours. If I've got a real problem, a house that there's been 20 cats in for 20 years, or somebody's been doing a lot of heavy smoking in a home, which I do a lot, sometimes they can take more time. But I offer a guarantee, a 12-month guarantee on my work. So if you feel an odor has come back or you have a problem, I will retreat a home at no additional charge.
You might want to add one thing in there, as long as you don't reintroduce the smell back into the house.
That's
right. Because if you have cat odors and you bring the cat back, you can't do that. You're bringing it back in.
That's right.
Well, Tish, you had mentioned the VOCs for our audience, volatile organic chemicals. And these are common in paints and new furniture and a lot of the new smells that we like because it's that new smell are actually dangerous chemicals.
Yeah, they're all carcinogens.
Yeah, all carcinogens, and they cause all sorts of problems down the road. And this is stuff that your service addresses.
Absolutely, and it's great to be on the show today with all of you.
It's another break.
Up against another break. Man, time flies when you're having fun and giving a lot of good information out. Vaughan, thanks a lot for being on today.
Thank you.
For all those listening, we're coming up against a break right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.